Hello and welcome once again. Crosstown Gamer here, and we're going to continue our playthrough today of Andean Abyss, which is Volume 1 in the Coin series. And we are playing solo versus the bot factions. If you're unfamiliar with the series up to this point, this is where we're at. And if you like continuity, I do strongly recommend you at least go back, if you know how to play, to episode 2, and if you don't know how to play, back to episode 1. But here we are. We're playing as the government faction against all of the bots. And, we still got quite a bit of gameplay left, so let's get cracking. And up first is going to be either the cartels or the FARC. Let's take a look. And the card is General Serrano, or the Spicy General, because Serrano peppers are nice and hot. Forgive my historical ignorance on all these figures and events. I don't know anything about them, so if I'm offending someone, I really do apologize. I love everybody. So looks like the cartels are up first, and they're probably going to do the event. Let's take a look though. So the event, if it's in the first spot and it's they're first eligible, so that's true. They want to play the shaded version, so they're going to try to relocate any police cubes. And let's check if they have any special instructions here. Randomly select spaces with police and cartels until 4 police are targeted. Relocate the police to random cities free of cartel pieces. And if there are none, then do operations instead. But there's a bunch. There's the Cali city here that has cartel pieces and police. We've got a couple of other cities that have such pieces. This spot doesn't have police, but yeah, so it looks like there's 3 spots, but we want to know which ones to pull from first, so we're going to do that randomly. Just in case, I'm just trying to scan the board and make sure there aren't any additional locations, but yeah, I think it's those 3 spots. Since it's only 3, we're just going to assign a 1 or a 2, 3 or a 4, 5 or a 6 to a die roll here, and whatever comes up, that's the first spot that we're going to select. 4. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4. So here first, and we're going to take 3, and we have to select one other spot to take the last police from. So we're going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2. So here we'll take our last police cube. And now we're going to assign it to a location that has, let's see, a random city free of cartel pieces. So let's do the random select. There's too many cities to track with 1 die, so we're going to roll all 3. And we get a, where's my sheet? Okay, so we get a 4, 3, 2 on the sheet. 4, 3, 2 is Arauca. But that's not a city. That's a forest space, as you can see, or a grassland, maybe. Yeah, grassland. So we're going to continue along. Bogota is the first choice, and Bogota is here. So this is the location we can't choose because that has cartel pieces. So we're going to continue along until we get to another city. Neiva, I think that's another one we pulled from. Yeah, that has. And then Pasto. Where's that? Way down here. So they're relocating all the police down to that city, which has only 1 population. So that's probably what they wanted to do, get it out of the big city centers. Okay, that was their event. Easy as that. And now the FARC are up, and they can do a special activity and a operation. So let's take a look at their flowchart and see what they end up doing. So not going to do the event. Do they have 9+ available guerrillas or can place a base? They definitely don't have enough available guerrillas, but can they place a base? So we're looking for a location where they could rally that has enough pieces to facilitate taking a base, and it has room stacking wise. So a lot of these places are full up with bases already. It looks like maybe here is possible that they could place a base. To look at their selection, their menu here, they place a base by replacing 2 guerrillas with a base. And it needs to be departments or cities without support. So both of these are viable. I don't think there's any other ones. Oh, wait, down here they could also place a base. Looks like that's about it. But that's more than enough to yield a yes for being able to place a base, which is not good for us. So guerrillas to underground where there's a FARC base cube and all FARC guerrillas are active. Well, crap. Oh my gosh, we spent so long prepping a bunch of our locations for an assault, and they're gonna end up flipping them all to underground because I didn't plan ahead very effectively. So if we recall, the rally instructions say, or, so if it's a base, instead, either place guerrillas up to population plus bases, or move any guerrillas there, to there and flip all guerrillas there underground. So what they can do is they can pick a location that has a base, a FARC base, a cube, which there's a bunch of cubes down there, and then all the guerrillas are active, and they can use one of their rally locations to flip them all underground. So that's what they'll do, and that will cost them a resource to do. Let's track that. It's a little precarious. Let me fix that. And then, are there any other such locations? No, I don't see any where all of their guerrillas are active in a location. So they're going to move on to the next criteria. Place bases where there are at least 3 FARC guerrillas. And so that's what they'll do. And again, I think the only there's only 2 down here. So they're not going to place one down here, but they will up here and over here. And when they end up replacing guerrillas, they pull from the activated ones first so that they leave the deactivated, the underground ones there. So they're going to replace both of these and both of these. And man, I have probably really messed this up, this game. I didn't do a good enough job. Again, I'm decent at playing the insurgents, I feel like, but the government faction I need a lot more practice on. So that's 2 more spots that they rallied. So 2 more resources. And do they have a maximum? They do not. Otherwise, I would say maximum of 3 or whatever they... like on the AUC over here, max 3. So they're going to keep going. They can place guerrillas at FARC bases now, and then they can place in one other spot that has exactly 1 or 2 FARC guerrillas. Okay, they can't pick here, or here, though, because they've already picked those spots. And so the other spots with bases are going to be here, here, and here. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So 3 more spots they're going to place pieces. And it is going to be the population plus number of bases, I believe, to be the total number. Yep, population plus bases. So, not there. Here, in each spot they have 1 population and 1 base, so each spot's going to get a 1 plus a 1 is 2 guerrillas there, for a total of 6 guerrillas. And now they have 7 available because they replaced some of their other guerrillas on the map with bases. So 2 here in Meta East, 2 here Meta West, 2 here in Guaviare. Okay, and that cost 3 more. Did I already do it? I don't think so. I did. We've done a total of 3. Yeah, okay. So we need to do 3 more. 1, 2, 3, down to 4. And then they still have a gorilla available, and they're going to place it in one other space where there's exactly 1 or 2. The choices for that look to be here in Antigua, down here, and over here. I should have been looking to. I don't think I did anything blatantly wrong. It needs to be specifically without support. So that doesn't have support. That doesn't have support. No support down here. Yeah, okay. And this was neutral, so they were able to do that. Excuse me. Okay, so there's a couple of spots. There's here, here, or here. So let's do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again on the die roll. We'll use the red one because FARC is red. 3. So 1, 2, and then 3 was that one. So they just get to place 1 gorilla down there. And I think if I were playing as them, I would have actually placed it there instead because there's room for a base. Here they have 3 gorillas, but there's already a bunch of cartel bases there, so it's not really going to do them much good. Anyway, that was their rally. Then they're going to extort. So wherever the FARC has at least 2 underground guerrillas, and the FARC outnumbers all others. Then on one other lock on the Los Econ, they're going to try to extort. So on the sheet, yeah, they're not on any of the locks right now. I think they have to march or do something else to get onto the locks. Which I'm glad they haven't decided to do that yet, because I'm still worrying about just getting my cubes onto the map. Okay, so anywhere where the FARC outnumber... okay, any space where the FARC forces... And they outnumber the enemy. So where's that going to be? It's not here because there's 4 pieces to the 3 there. This is where control is probably helpful to look. They can do it here. So this is going to give them 1. Is there a maximum on this? No. Oh, so they're actually not going to do this one? Because they're specifically doing it where the FARC has at least 2 underground guerrillas, and they outnumber everybody else. I don't think here, so 6, 8, on that versus 1, so they have 8 pieces to 8. They don't outnumber enemies there. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do it there or there. They're not on the northern part of the map. They're not going to do it here because there's not at least 2. Here they will, though. This is plenty to do it. So they'll flip 1 to active there. They can do it here, so they'll flip 1 to active there. That's 2 so far. Let's look. Is it? Yeah, there's 2 pieces under here, so 1, 2, 3, but they still are outnumbered. So that's 3 locations, and I think that's it, because everywhere else we've checked. So they get 3 resources back. 1, 2, 3. And that was their extort. So we will move right along, adjust our eligibility, and play the next card. Next card is Madrid Donors. And we are up first. I don't think we're going to do the event because we're still at the location in the game where the president makes it so we don't get any aid. So aid plus 20. Aid or plus 20. Okay, the lesser would be 0 because aid is going to be 0 right now for us. then we add 6. So we just get 6 resources for this. I don't think it's worth it. We're not in like dire straits yet. Almost. Oh, propaganda card is up next. So we're gonna go through it together, and that will probably be all we can do for this video. But that's the first propaganda card is going to show up there. So that is also good because it means we basically can just go ham on our resources because we're going to get a bunch more soon. If final player ups limited and no sweep or march, I believe that I'm trying to think because in Falling Sky there was Frost where you couldn't march on the turn before a winter card. But I believe we're not limited in what we can do here because this isn't the last propaganda card. Let me just double check that. I would hate to be wrong and then like accidentally cheat. So 1 sec. Okay, yep, it's only just the last prop card that we have to worry about that with. And if memory serves me correctly, there are 4 in that deck, so and now I can't remember. Yep, four propaganda cards. So, anyway, we are up, and we can do whatever we want. And I think we're going to do an operation and special activity. It's a bummer that we can't assault down there anymore. Since I believe at least what happened in Cuba Libre and such at the beginning of the next round of the game, the next campaign, after the propaganda card, basically, a lot of these things are going to flip back to underground. So since I know it's like a sunk cost fallacy at this point, but I think it would be most efficient for us to still assault, even though we can't take out our intended target, because otherwise, like, all these are going back underground, and we'll have to do another action, another sweep to reveal them, or if we swept down here this turn, we wouldn't be able to then assault because they would all flip back to underground anyway. So, and yeah, like training and such, I don't think we're in a position to where we can plop down. I really want to get a base here and here, but there's no room for them, so we have to assault before we can even get to that point where we can do that. So I don't think we really need to patrol because none of the enemies are on the locks right now, the lines of communication. So we're set to get plenty of resources. Ideally, I don't feel like we need to protect those. And maybe I'm horribly wrong because I haven't looked at that propaganda card to see what all the different stages are. But I believe the sabotage lines of communication only happens when there's guerrillas on them that outnumber the government cubes there. So not thinking we're going to patrol or sweep. I think the best option for us then is to assault. And it's 3 resources per square. And in each space, we're going to remove 1 active guerrilla or base for each troops cube, and bases are last. And then if it's a city or lock, remove 1 piece for every cube total. I don't think we really want to do it in any of the city. Oh, no, on second thought, we do want to do it in the cities because we want to get rid of those stupid bases there. Oh, man, but a bummer that all of our pieces got moved out of there. I should have kept a troops cube behind just in case. But that's the game. So we have 10 resources to do this with. So we get 3 locations where we can do it. In the mountains, we remove 1 for every 2 troops. But remember, we do have the high mountain battalions, so we get to treat those as though they're city, which means that it's 1 per cube, not 1 per troop. And it's definitely not 1 for every 2 troops. And then for each shipment removed, we add +6 aid, but again, the aid we don't get to. I think we can still move it. We just don't get any aid resources. So wherever aid is on this track, it's probably buried. Yeah, it's under here. We could still move the aid, I think, but we don't actually receive aid resources. So, but I don't think we're in a spot where we can really. Oh wait, no, down here we can. Oh no, but it's underground, so we can't assault here. Or we could potentially, I guess, to remove the shipments. I'd have to look at it exactly. Remove one. Yeah, for each shipment removed. No, I think we can only do it when there's active guerrillas. We would remove the active guerrilla, and then every shipment on top of it would actually get removed. So, okay. So what we're going to do is pick our spots. And I think we're going to pick here because we can... our special activity is going to end up being airstrike. We can remove an extra thing. So we can actually get rid of all 4 of the guerrillas here, even though we only have 3 troops. Then we're going to go here so we can take this base out. And I guess here so we can take out both of these and the base. So that's what we'll do. It will cost us 9 resources to do it, and we're going to take out these 3 here, these 2, and this base here, because it's 1 per troops cube, and those are the dark blue ones, just so everyone's on the same page. And then here, 1 per cube, and there's just a base there, so we're going to get rid of the base too. So we'll put the bases back where they belong, and just fiddling with the other pieces here off camera. There we go. To put them back. And then, so that was our assault, and then we're going to do an airstrike. So remove any 1 active guerrilla or base. Base is last. Wish we could remove the base here, but we can't, so we got to remove just the 1 guerrilla. I think that's the best we could have hoped for. Yeah, I'm not seeing a better option for us. So that was our special activity and whatnot. Then the AUC get to go, and they are second eligible, and the thing doesn't have there's a no 2 operations only symbol on the card. So it looks like they're going to do the event. They'll do the shaded version, and it's Madrid donors. So, oh, this is an insurgent momentum. They might not do this if it doesn't have an effect. No sweeper assault until next propaganda. I think whenever it's a situation where it's like it's a momentum card and the next card showing would remove that, this effectively has no effect. So any event that doesn't have an effect, because it says it needs to have an effect, they're not going to do that, and they're going to do operations instead. So, oh well. Thought that was going to be easy for us, but it's not. They're going to... Yeah, they have more than 6 guerrillas available, so they'll rally. Guerrillas to underground, where AUC has base, cube, and all guerrillas are active. No, the only base is here, and there's no... So good thing we did that then, I guess. They're going to place bases where there's at least 3 AUC guerrillas, and that they're able to. None of those departments have at least 3, except for this one, and that one is full. So then they're going to place guerrillas at FARC bases, then at AUC bases, then elsewhere. If an AUC base is available, then they're going to do it at exactly 1 or 2 guerrillas in the elsewhere location. So just to remind us, we can't go to a place with opposition, or yeah, I'm double negative this sentence in my head. So they can do this in places without opposition, so they cannot do it in places with opposition, if that makes sense. So first they're going to do it at FARC bases. And so FARC bases without opposition, that's here. And all the rest of them have opposition, it looks like, to me. So they'll do there, and they don't have a base, so it's just going to be one guerrilla there for them. And then they're going to do it at AUC bases, and that's going to be here. So it's population plus bases, so they get three guerrillas there. So basically our assault was kind of meaningless. I guess if we didn't take out those 3, there'd be 6 there. So better than a poke in the eye for sure. And then that's the only base they have. So then they're going to go on to the next bullet, and maximum of 3, so this is the last spot. Elsewhere where there is exactly 1 or 2 AUC guerrillas, and again, no opposition. That's nowhere. So that was their spot. So they won't end up rallying anywhere else because they don't have the requirements. And then they will try to extort. So wherever they're able to, they will extort. And so AUC outnumbers all others and has underground guerrillas. Is that anywhere? No. That's nowhere. So if none, it says no special activity. They're close here, but they can't do it. And they don't have an underground guerrilla there. So that'll be that. They are going to be ineligible. We'll adjust the eligibility. And now, do I want to try to blitz through a propaganda card in 1 or 3 minutes? I don't think so. So we're going to save this for next time. But yeah, we're going to do the propaganda card next time. This is the state of the board after the first campaign. And yeah, hopefully we just have a little better luck. I think the timing of things has been kind of bad for us, but also just me getting acclimated to how the government plays and moves around the board has been a little bit of a challenge as well. So anyway, thanks for watching. That's been Andean Abyss, and we'll see you next time. Bye.